Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to become a millionaire fast and easy in the new Diamond Casino and Resort update. So that was the big question that a lot of people were wondering when this update arrived was, how is the money making going to be like? And I think I've kind of figured that out, and I'll be explaining my findings in this video today. So there's three ways to go about making money in the Diamond Casino and Resort update. The first is the main story mode missions that you complete through the casino and through Agatha Baker and all of our new characters. And these, for the most part, are all right as far as profit goes. The payout for them is not amazing by themselves, but each time you complete them for the first time, you'll actually get a bonus of like $50,000. If you complete the finale, you get $100,000. And if you do them all in order, you get a bonus $500,000. So what's nice about these is because they tell a little bit of a story, it's almost like a mini story mode update for online. And it's nice to do it for the first time because you're introduced to a brand new story and you're introduced to all of the bonuses. So really, I would say that the casino story mode missions are really only worth it to do once. And then after that, they really don't become worth it at all. The payout is not all that great. And some of the missions are pretty hard and time consuming. So the fact that you're not going to be getting any of those extra bonuses afterwards doesn't make them all that lucrative. So that's the first way you can go about making money. The second way you can go about making money is doing odd jobs from Agatha Baker. So in order to do this, you need to be a CEO or a VIP or an MC member, and then you need to call Miss Baker and you need to request work. And what will happen is this will give you a random job where you have to do some sort of like task of clearing out a crew or, defeating a group of enemies. And I didn't find this to be all that lucrative either. I completed one of these and I was expecting my payout to be a lot more than it was, but it was only $7,500 and 5,000 casino chips. That's not all that great for the roughly 10 minutes it took me to complete the mission. And some of that was out of my control, like having to tail a very slow van without having to spook it. Otherwise, I would fail the mission. So that right there is not a great start for the casino update as far as making money goes. Yes, the story mode missions are fun. They don't pay out very well, and they only give you one-time bonuses. So completing them more than once is kind of off the table. And the side missions that you can do from Agatha Baker are not all that exceptional. So this leads us to one final task in which you can make money, and that is the gambling games. So let's run through all of them right here, and I'm going to show you guys which one I think is the best and which one you should participate in, and ultimately how you can go about making the most money. So let's start with the Lucky Wheel. The Lucky Wheel is something that you should spin once per day because that's all you can do is spin once per day. Now, it's not once per day in GTA time. It's once per day in real life. Now, I'm not sure when Rockstar triggers, like the next day to roll over. Is it when they would typically update their tunables around 5 or 6 a.m.? Is it a standard time like midnight GMT? We don't know yet. But basically, if you just hop on once per day, you'll be able to spin the Lucky Wheel. You can see the odds there. Your best chance of winning something is RP, which is not what we want here. The two things we want if we're looking to make money are cash and chips. And I guess you could say mystery as well. Because the mystery item can include anything from cash to chips to vehicles to clothing. It's random what you ultimately get. So you can see the odds there for cash and chips are 4 in 20. The mystery is 1 in 20. Same with the vehicle discount and the podium vehicle, 1 in 20. But you're most likely to get RP here, which is not what we want. Now, I was pretty lucky on my spin where I ended up getting, I think it was chips on my first one, which is quite nice. Now, keep in mind that those chips that I just won right there can be converted to money. So right there, I could have taken those 25,000 chips and converted that into $25,000 if I wanted to. But now what we're going to do is move on to the next method of making money, and that is the slot machines. Now, something to keep in mind here. Not all the slot machines are the same. I thought that they were all going to have the same value. They've just got different themes. That's not necessarily the case. What you want to do is before you sit down, you want to look at the slot machine values on the front of the machine. The higher they are there, the more money you're able to bet and the more money you're able to make on the prizes. So the highest earning slot machines are Deity of the Sun and the Diamond Miner. So if you're just getting used to the slot machines and you want to try them out, maybe go for a lower bet slot machine where you're not necessarily losing a ton of chips for every time you go. And then honestly, once you feel confident, I would honestly move up to a bigger one where you're able to bet more chips for a potentially even bigger payout. So I actually really like the slot machines for making money. And the reason I like this is it really only takes one big win in order for it to be worth it. Now, yes, you are going to lose out more times than you do win, but oftentimes you will get small rewards that will allow you to keep up your chip count as you keep spinning away. And like I said, it really only takes one time to get a jackpot like this, where you can get a maximum of 2,500,000 chips and you're set. I mean, right there on that one spin, you've got over 2.5 million chips that you can either continue to gamble with or turn directly into cash. So that's why I really like the slot machines. Yes, they can be frustrating when you lose a couple of times in a row, but as long as you're getting some chips back in order to sustain the ability to keep betting over and over and over again, as long as you hit that one big win, you're going to be really good to go. And that never happened to me. I personally never got a jackpot, but I did get a couple of $60,000 wins, and that really does start to add up over time. And you can see that I never really went down in my chip values. They just always kept going up, which is quite nice. So that's the slot machine right there. The next way to make money is with Inside Track. And I have seen a lot of people really using and loving Inside Track. Now, there's two modes for Inside Track. I personally prefer to do the solo event. That way you don't have to wait on the timer to count down. But if you want to compete with friends, then you want to do the main event. Now, basically the way the Inside Track horse gambling works is you select a horse with certain odds to win, and you end up putting a number of chips on that horse. And if that horse wins, you ultimately get the payout of the odds that it has. Now, this is just my personal advice, but I like betting on horses that have an evens chance to win. So you can see here that there's two horses that have an evens chance, Dream Shatterer and It's a Trap. And all the other ones have 7-1, 12-1, 18-1, and 30-1 odds. I always like betting on the evens. I feel like they win like way more than normal horses. So what I did is I put $10,000 on horse number 2. It's a Trap. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I went with that. I felt lucky, and wouldn't you know that It's a Trap ends up winning. And right there, I just doubled my chip count. I ended up getting 20,000. It's that easy. And the best part about the slot machines and the Inside Track horse racing is they're both very quick. Like, that event was over in like 30 seconds. Some of the other gambling modes we're going to be talking about in a little bit, they actually take a lot longer, and that's kind of frustrating. So I would look for the horse events that have an even, and I would actually go for that. Yes, you're going to be getting the least amount of money, but I guarantee you that they win more often than not. So that right there is the Inside Track horse betting. Next, let's move over to the table games, and let's start with 3-card poker. Now, with 3-card poker, you basically get 3 cards, and the dealer gets 3 cards, and you have to compare your hands. And if you have a better hand than the dealer, you end up winning. Now, in a little bit, I'll show you guys why I like betting at the high roller tables a little bit more. It's high risk, high reward. It's just like the slot machines. You can go for the lower amount or the higher amount. I personally prefer the higher amounts. So this is just one example right here. You can see the cards that I have. I have a pair of 3s, which is not amazing, but it is a pair. And I end up winning with that pair of 3s because the dealer did not have anything. So I ended up getting 21,000 chips right then and there. So in my opinion, 3-card poker is pretty easy if you're able to understand the rules. If you're confused on any of the rules, Rockstar have them posted on each one of the games. So all you have to do is basically read it for a couple of seconds, and you should figure out how to get it done. And even in my second game right here, you can see that I had a pair, and that was good enough to get me another 16,000 chips. So that right there is 3-card poker. Very, very easy. The next game mode we're going to try is roulette. Now, I think roulette is the easiest to understand out of all the game modes, but in my opinion, it's my least favorite because it takes so long in order for the outcome to happen. Basically, what you do is you just choose to put chips on either a number or a color or odd or even or the first 12, second 12, third 12. You can literally put your chips anywhere on this board. For this example, I just bet all my chips on red. So I basically had a 50-50 chance that I was going to get money. And sure enough, it ended up on red 9, which means that I am a winner. And I ended up getting 10,000 chips. But again, it takes way too long, in my personal opinion, for that roulette wheel to go around. So I'm not a big fan of it. My favorite is by far Blackjack. I love Blackjack. And the reason I love Blackjack is I think that it has the most skill involved. Now, of course, we're gambling here, so there's a degree of luck with everything we're doing, but Blackjack is the only game where you can actually control if you want another card dealt to you. So there's a bit more skill with this involved, so I do like that. And it is the quickest, like from bet to outcome, it is the fastest of all the modes. Basically, you just want to get as close to 21 as possible without going over, and you want to try and beat the dealer. And in my instance, on my very first hand, I ended up winning 20,000 chips. Very, very easy stuff. However, no matter what table game you choose to play, whether that's 3-card poker, blackjack, or roulette, I recommend that you do so at the high limit tables. And the reason for that is you can bet an extreme amount more. You can actually bet 50,000 as your max bet, which means your payout is going to be a lot more if you're able to win. Now, I personally preferred to do this with blackjack, and you can see that just after a couple of hands, I ended up winning a lot. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to win every single time, but if you understand the rules of blackjack and if you're pretty smart about things, you should be able to very easily get a lot of money here. And you can see that just by the end of about 10 or 20 hands, I'm up to around 400, 500,000 chips in a matter of like 10 or 15 minutes. And keep in mind that I was recording this video for YouTube, so I was bouncing around to all the different dealers and I was trying all the different modes. If you just hone in and focus on one that you like, you can make a ton of money here. So now that we've talked about all the different ways to make money in the Diamond Casino and Resort update, let's do a quick recap. The story mode missions are fun for the very first time. You get some nice bonuses, and the story themselves is cool. It's worth it. And overall, you'll probably make around $1 million, $1.5 million from doing everything. So it's not bad for some quests that you can do to sort of understand the backstory of the diamond. The side missions from Agatha, not all that great. I really don't recommend them at all. I just don't think it's worth it. Now, let's get on to the gambling modes. So here's my recommendation. My recommendation is that you start before you end up trying to make money with around 200,000 chips. Now, why do I say that? 200,000 chips will allow you to sit at something like a slot machine or a blackjack table or the Inside Track computers and take a couple of losses in a row. Remember what I said is it really only takes one big win, especially at the slot machines, in order to completely turn around your day. And at the blackjack table, if you do lose 2 hands in a row, it's not going to completely bankrupt you. So that's what I really enjoyed, is starting with a big amount of chips, and if I lost 1 or 2 in a row, it was okay because I knew I could probably get it back. Now, the second thing you need to do is decide which game mode you like the best. Some people will love the slot machines. Some people might hate them. Some people might love Inside Track. Some people might really dislike it. Find the game mode that works best for you. Me personally, I think that Blackjack is the best because it involves, in my opinion, the highest level of skill out of all the game modes added, and it is the quickest. Now, I would also recommend that if you're looking to fly through these gambling modes a little bit quicker, do them solo. If you do them with other people, you have to wait for them to make their move, and it takes a lot longer to go from all the bets being placed to the outcome happening, which means it's going to take longer for you to make money. So I would recommend doing this solo. That's the best part about this entire thing, is it can be done solo. You don't have to be in a public session with other people, and you don't have to be with other people for that matter. So that's my recommendation right there, and you will be a millionaire so fast. I'm telling you guys, it's actually pretty easy. Now, a couple quick reminders. Remember, as we mentioned in the beginning of this video, you can trade in all of your chips for cash if you want. Every 48 minutes in game, you can also get 50,000 extra chips in case you've run out. And also remember that every day you visit the casino, you can get a visitor's bonus of 1,000 chips too. It's not a lot, but it's an extra 1,000 chips that you didn't have before. But anyways, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. And that right there is how you can become a millionaire fast and easy with the Diamond Casino and Resort update. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. In your opinion, what is the best way to make money with the Diamond Casino and Resort update? Which gambling game mode is it? Is it the story mode quest? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And remember to subscribe if you guys are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA 5 casino news, videos, and more. And also, be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.